always had this not always, but I've been harking on this if I were to run for any sort of political office, like my platform
Right.
uh is one just like would be in favor of a lot of like ecological initiative, but uh in kind of like the vein of a New Deal slash an integration with like the whole World War II or the war economy thing. It would be kind of
Right.
like repurposing a lot of the funding that goes to like the Pentagon and doing like a federal jobs program that also it would be kind of like a conscription kind of thing, but it's not specifically just the military. It would be towards like a bunch of different federal positions, including like road work, working at hospitals, working at administrative buildings. For my pitch is for 1 year you do you work in like one of these fields. You could either select it or you could like do some sort of test. It would include the military, so you could do 1 year of like, you know, the boot camp, the training stuff, and then after it you get to do you can go on with your education. You can potentially stay within the field. You would get some sort of compensation doing this. It's not just like free labor. But one, it like helps rebuild infrastructure. It helps like it helps fund and keep people working in places that are desperately in need of, you know, labor. And two, it kind of it takes all of like the insane amount of money that we're throwing at the Pentagon, and even within the military, you know, you're not signing 8 years away of your life when you're just turning 18 and you're not allowed to drink. It's a 1 year training thing, and then you get to decide whether or not you want to stay in that or if you want to go get an education. And that way everybody can say like in some way they're helping serve their country.
They are. I did that when I was young. I don't know if that exists. I was a conscientious objector, and
In France?
that gave me, yeah, in France. So instead of spending 1 year in the army, you spend 2 years serving your country. But in that case, I worked in an educational observatory. But yes, definitely, it's I think a good thing to put our youth to use.
I feel like
also
too many people would see it as like way too communistic of a way too socialistic of a direction.
Really?
If we were to try to implement it in the States, despite having like this like very pro-war culture,
oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
socialism is still like a pretty big boogie word in the States.
Yeah, I'm well aware of that. Yeah, I don't see how socialistic that your proposal would be, other than just.
I mean, having to do a year of any sort of like labor for the state, I think would be seen as socialism.
Oh,
Technically,
yeah.
it is socialistic in its practice, but it is also like, it's not, you know, take all of your crops and all of your wealth and then redistribute it. It's
No.
properly use taxes, and then also it's kind of just imagine like another year of school.
Yeah.
It's not like
Yeah.
it's not like forced labor. You're gaining useful skills. You're gaining professional awareness, and you're becoming a functioning member of society.
Yeah, and you're faced with a reality that you probably wouldn't access from your original class. So, yeah, that's my experience in that.
There's so many
So,
to
yeah.
teach people how to do taxes in school.